All right. Wait, oh, one more thing to do. There we go. All right, let's head over to this other game that we've got going on. A hasn't started yet. Hasn't started yet. So while we wait for the second game to start, I'm gonna validate this game for JD Whitey and Berserker Tempest. Give me just a minute. Well, I would love to validate the game, but there's something wrong with the admin tool again. All right, so we're waiting for this game to get underway. This second game of our doubleheader. This is going to be Nuffle to see here versus the Real American Heroes, Clypheus versus Dead Fred, Chaos Chosen versus Dark Elves. Wait, this is at 8 o'clock, right? Am I off? No, it's scheduled for 8 o'clock. All right. So we'll see. We'll wait for these two coaches to ready up. Yeah, thank you, SPB. We're still waiting for this game to start. I can't log into the admin tool, so I can't validate the game. That's very frustrating. It's telling me my credentials are invalid, which they very much are not. So I'll just wait. I'll just wait. It's fine. All right, here we go. We're going to get the second game of the doubleheader underway now. Nuffle to see here versus Real American Heroes. Chaos Chosen versus Dark Elves. Old Gamer Mike says, I don't think you can log in the game, can you? I can log in. The admin tool is a web tool, and I should be able to log in whenever I want. But I can't log in at the moment. All right, still waiting for this game to start. In the meantime, I was just double checking the rules on handoffs, and I think the rules are correct in the game. So I'll read the rule here on turnovers. Um, a turnover is caused if no player on the active team catches the ball after a pass action or a handoff action, and the ball comes to rest on the ground or in possession of a player, or in the possession of a player from the opposing team. So the game handled it correctly. That was not a turnover. All right. Clear skies for this game. Both these teams have been eliminated, but it should be a fun one nonetheless. The Real American Heroes win the coin toss. Probably will start on defense, I think. They are Dark Elves, so they're not as fragile as Wood Elves. Is that Griff? Is that the man himself? He knows no fear. This is strange. It must be an odd connection. I might try to reconnect this game. Moop says it's odd that a failed pass that gets caught by a different player on your team isn't a turnover, but if it was a pickup off the ground that failed. Yeah, so I saw that as well. Let me try to reconnect here. Something's... Okay. I'm going to quit the game. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to quit the game. I meant to go back to the main menu. Let's... There we go. So it's just a delay, I suppose. All right. Nuffle to see here on defense. I don't know who won the coin toss, but they're going to set up on defense. All right, let me read the full... I don't know if I'll read the full turnover rules because it's a lot, but we'll see how far I get. So here are all the things in the game that cause a turnover. If a player on the active team falls over during their own activation. If a player on the active team is knocked down during their team turn. If a player on the active team that is in possession of the ball is placed prone during their team turn. If a player on the active team that is in possession of the ball is forced to move off the pitch for any reason. If a player on the active team attempts to pick up the ball from the ground and fails, even if the bouncing ball is then caught by a player from the active team. If a player on the active team fumbles a pass action, even if the bouncing ball is then caught by a player from the active team. If no player on the active team catches the ball after a pass action or a handoff action, and the ball comes to rest on the ground or in the possession of a player from the opposing team. If a pass action is deflected or intercepted and the ball comes to rest either on the ground or in possession of a player from the opposing team. If a player on the active team that is in possession of the ball is thrown by a teammate and either fails to land safely, lands in the crowd, or is eaten, even if the bouncing ball is then caught by a player from the active team. If a player on the active team is sent off by the referee for committing a foul, or if a touchdown is scored. It also then says this list is not exhaustive. There may be other events that will cause a turnover. Where this is the case, these will be detailed by the rules. I love that too. Eagle TSA, welcome to the stream. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I you know, it's important. You know, even if you're unfamiliar with the rules, it's important that we kind of all get on the same page with them. That's why I keep the rule book handy, because you know there's lots of rules that I have forgotten. You know, so it's good that you know, when it's questioned or when we're like, hey, what just happened? We look it up so that we know for next time. Berserker Tempest, I need to find my rulebook and reread it. Yeah, like I said, I keep it right beside me because, you know, things like this happen. It's like, wait, what just happened? Why was that not a turnout? Eagle TSI with the sub. Thank you very, very much for your generosity. I appreciate it. Again, welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Here's the kick. So on the ball on wow, Asperon Thorn. I've never seen this guy played before, but he has on. Let's see what he has. He has on the ball, Hail Mary pass, safe pass, and sure hands. All right, so very much a passer. So the quote unquote running elves now have a star passer on the pitch. So the Real American Heroes here, they're up against this Chaos Kill team, right? So this Chaos team has a bunch of Claw, and Claw will be in effect in this matchup. This is not a Wood Elf team like we just saw that had AV8. Dark Elves have AV9. So Claw's going to treat everybody as an AV8. This is a great skill to have. Horns gives you the extra strength on the Blitz as well. A bunch of Mighty Blow players, a bunch of players with Block. Look at this. Block, Mighty Blow, and Claw. That is terrifying. So the Real American Hero is saying, I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with this team. They're going to outbash me, but I have the speed advantage. So I'm going to run this way. And this is going to be how I stall the game. I'll engage them here. Right. It's called a DACA. But I'm going to engage them here. And that will be the way I stall for a couple of turns. Then I can leverage my speed and try to win or try to score. This is as opposed to trying to push like normal and engaging here. The problem is if they do that, the defense will be right on them, taking those blocks, right, and trying to murder pieces. So he's trying to avoid that while still trying to stall the clock here. Rush Blitz, 2-die Blitz on Chuckles. 2 dice thanks to Horns. Has the block skill. Breaks armor. Clypheus says, where are you going? You think you can get away from me? Came in on the Rush Blitz to get the removal on turn 1. 1-man player advantage for Clypheus now. Chaos traditionally a kill team. They have these great skills. Been nerfed a bit in the Blood Bowl second season rules, or the BB 2020 rules, as they're often referred to. But still can murder people. They can still punch your face off of your head. Yeah. The big combo used to be Claw piling on Mighty Blow. It was disgusting. $34 left in turn 1 for Nuffle to see here. Advancing down pitch. Marching. They're leaving 2 players in the secondary. Turn 2 for the Real American Heroes. Keratitis on that blitz. Turn 1 removal. Real American Heroes with the ball in the hands of Asperon Thorn, the number 6 star player. Oh, star players have their skills now. Let's see what that is. Once per game, when a pass action is performed by Asperon Thorn, no modifiers are applied when determining the range of the pass. What? Berserker Devil says, what do you mean we now have player info pop-ups? Yep, we do. I know. Move says 13 square pass on a 2+. Oh, that is crazy town. How much does he cost? Knockout on Presbyopia here on the blitz. Destro on the block. Berserker Tempest says, take advantage of it. I have to wager he will, yeah. If it comes down to it. Passing's still risky, right? Because you have so many die rolls involved. You have your pass roll, you have your catch roll, there's a pass interference roll. But, man, you get a 2+ on a bomb, on a long bomb? Absolutely, I'm going to threaten that. Real American Heroes on the bonus clock now. 7 minutes, 30 seconds on the bonus clock for the game. They're down to 7:24. 3 re-rolls for the team. 4 for Nuffle to see here. So the Real American Heroes going to engage on the 20-yard line. Turn 2 now for Nuffle to see here. Nuffle to see here did a pretty good job of kitting out the team, in my opinion. Just hasn't really been able to get it going. That's partially due, in my opinion, partially due to how the divisions ended up getting seeded. If you're unfamiliar, when we have divisional competitions, which are most of our competitions these days, they are randomly assigned. So what we do is, so our open competitions are open to everyone. Whoever wants to play can play with us, whether they're veterans of the game or whether they've never played before. Everyone's welcome. Once everyone is signed up, we have our system generate 3 different pairings. So in this case, there were 3 different versions of Division A, Division B, and Division C, and then all the coaches get to vote secretly on which one they prefer, and whichever one gets the most votes, that's the division pairings that we use. So, I think Nuffle to see her got the short end of the stick on a lot of pairings. And Old Gamer Mike says an A was the orc one. I don't necessarily think they got the short end of the stick in this particular competition, though. They're up against Dark Elves, they're up against Wood Elves. Those are prime targets, I think, for a Chaos team. But, you know, if the team is running away from you and you're not getting the casualty SPP, it can be hard to get the skills you need, the skills you're looking for on a team like this. As Diplopia, the Ogre, taking a mark on Zartan over in the left wide zone, repositioning the secondary. Currently has 5 players in the secondary. Down to 4. Chaos Warriors with a strength of 4. Stereognosis has sure hands and has claw as well. Turn 3 now for the Real American Heroes. Now they're engaged. Now they'll be looking for a way to get this ball down pitch. Real American Heroes trying to decide where they're going to go. If they're going to move to the right, they'll have to slide a whole bunch of people over to keep these beastmen from descending upon them. Otherwise, they can try to open up a hole and move straight down mid-pitch. I think really the option's probably going to be send a couple players down pitch, keep the ball carrier safe for a turn. Good 2+ dodge in the left wide zone to reposition back to mid-pitch. One die blocked by the Baroness gets a POW out of this against conjunctivitis. That's how you put an end to conjunctivitis. You kick it in the face. Eagle TSI says normally a Nuffle thrower is a 2+, so at a long bomb it's a 4+, unless you have a cannoneer, which makes it a 3+, so not really that much better, honestly. Yeah, so as an aside, another thing they did in the new rules, they've split up. There's 2 different skills now to add a +1 to passes. There's a +1 for the quick and short passes. There's another skill for a +1 to the long passes and the long bombs. Dodge pass by the star player to get it in the hands of the Baroness on the left sideline. Asperon Thorn. This guy is nuts. Nuts. He's got on the ball. Hail Mary pass. He's got pass, of course. He's got safe pass. And he has sure hands, plus his once per game. Turn 3 now for Nuffle to see here. So you can see what the Dark Elves have done here is they've started exerting tackle zones at mid-pitch, trying to make it difficult for players with lesser speed to get back into this drive to try to lock down this half cage. Two-die blitz with horns on Gung Ho. Will get the knockdown here. Breaks armor. Got a KO. Great removal by Nuffle to see here. Now they've got a mark on the Baroness. Baroness, relatively safe on the sideline, is a sidestepper. The only way she gets surfed is if every adjacent square is filled up. Ogre repositions to the back right corner of the Witch Elf. Now 3 players marking this Witch Elf on the sideline. Or someone with Juggernaut, sure. Nuffle to see here. Keeping marks, repositioning these marks to the side toward the ball before taking the block. Gets double pals on Destro here. Destro a blodger, so only the pal is going to knock him down. I wonder if anyone's ever made a novelty Bugman's beer. Turn 4 now for the Real American Heroes. Pinned on the sideline currently. We'll see how he gets this ball out of harm's way. Marked by 2 guardsmen, so even though those players are marked, their assists will not go away. So currently a 5, strength 5, an effective strength of 5 on Strabismus. If being blocked by the Baroness. .45 seconds to go here in turn 4. The Real American Heroes looking for a way out with the Baroness. Ooh, failed the dodge here. Spent the reroll. Here's the blitz. The 1-die blitz got the pal with Scarlet. I might have taken the blitz with the Baroness instead. So had to follow up there due to frenzy. Dodges out of the way, but now it looks like he's going to try to dodge with the Baroness. Presbyopia does have a prehensile tail, making this dodge that much riskier, but no problem for the Baroness. Decided to dodge instead. Decided to dodge instead of jumping over Strabismus. Then we'll take 2 rushes. Fails the rush, spends another reroll here. The Real American Heroes down to 1 reroll. The Baroness now on the opposing 8-yard line. I thought the way this would have shaken down is I thought the ball would have ended up, say, here. But instead, she's going to take off. And we'll see if she can stay on her feet. She is a blodger. Failed dodge will let this one rock by the star player. Aspen Thorn will be stunned for his trouble. Star players have the loner trait, which means you don't want to spend a reroll on them if you don't have to. Myopia on the 3+ dodge currently. Can get a 2-die blitz out of this, but it's up against a blodger. However, he could wrestle her down to the ground. Instead, it's going to be a rush blitz by Keratitis instead. We'll spend the rerolls looking for that pal, and got it. Good pal here on the blitz. We'll see if she sidesteps inside or not, or stays on the sideline and hopes for maybe this ball to go out of bounds. Nope, we'll sidestep inside here. And the ball will bounce 1 space inward to the 10. Good blitz by Nuffle to see here. Rushes to take a mark on the ball. Rest of the team well behind the offense. He's got a couple of pieces here, a couple of beastmen off to the side here. Dacryostenosis and Prosopagnosia. 2-die blitz, or 2-die block on Scarlet. This will be a dodge push. Scarlet also a sidestepper. She's going to sidestep one space toward her ally. Now a 2-die block on Zartan, also a blodger. These blitzers are nasty people. Gets the knockdown, gets the armor break. Oh, the freeze frame on the thumbs up. Big loss there out of the injury on Zartan. Oh boy. Another armor break. This is an armor break way back in No Man's Land, back by the Real American Heroes end zone. Sergeant Slaughter, the rookie blitzer, stunned. Rushes to get another mark on the ball here. Nuffle to see here. Turn 4 back on the bonus clock. They're down to 5 minutes 38 seconds. 2 rerolls remaining in the half. Another rush. Double rush, in fact, to take another mark on the Baroness. Turn 5 for the Real American Heroes. Trying to prevent anyone from getting behind the Baroness and perhaps trying to lend an assist. Second quarter begins now. Real American Heroes were on offense. They retreated for a couple of turns. Took off here in the first quarter. Got the ball all the way down the opposing 8-yard line. Ball ended up getting knocked out of their hands on a rush blitz. Two good dodges by Scarlet, the number 13 Witch Elf. She's going to take a mark on Dacryostenosis, one of the two beastmen marking that ball. Two-die block works out, gets the knockdown. Well, it'll be wrestled down, but still gets the knockdown. Good 3+ dodge. Again, due to that prehensile tail. Big difference between 2+ and a 3+. 2+ is roughly an 83% chance of success. Take that to a 3+, and now that's a 67% chance of success. Failed dodge. Oh no, the Baroness knocked out. Trying to grab this ball. Fails the dodge. And that is the Baroness off the pitch. That'll be a turnover. Big loss for the Real American Heroes. Tried to get on that ball and take off, but couldn't succeed on the dodge. Old Gamer Mike says, can Chaos cash in? They could certainly... They'll have to clear the ball first. They'll have to get Roddy Piper off the ball, but they got plenty of players. After they take some blocks here, they can set up a cage and start working toward the end zone. They've kept their, somehow they've, I say somehow, I shouldn't say that. Clypheus has done a good job of getting this formation, this offensive cohesion back to keep players grouped up and together where they can stay in this drive and be effective. So this is how he's able to pull a player back after the block. Clears the ball here with Keratitis. Going to take some blocks, going to set up his protection, and then he's going to go for the ball pickup. Has the Ogre left to move? Has Strabismus, who's on the left sideline on the 8-yard line. Good 3+ pickup. Gets the ball to the line of scrimmage. Is on the opposing 2-yard line, or is on Nuffle to see here's own 2-yard line. Probably cover the front 2 corners here. Yeah, there's one. Oh no! Lost the Ogre. Big loss out of the Ogre. Couldn't quite square up this loose cage, and now turn 6 for the Real American Heroes. "30 seconds have gone by with no action by the Real American Heroes. They have one re-roll left. They tried to go for it, tried to take off and get to that end zone ASAP. They got blitzed down, and now they're trying to find a way to recover after losing a number of players already. They've lost 4 players. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players. Leaves them with 7 on the pitch, 5 of which are prone. Only 2 standing players. Dead Fred really trying to figure out how he's going to stop this score, or at least get some defense going. Tried to risk the 2 dodges, the 2+ into the 4+. It didn't work out. That's a turnover. Can't spend the team reroll because he got a free reroll out of the dodge skill. You can only reroll a die pool 1 time. So now Nuffle to see here. He's going to have a free opportunity to advance this ball. Surprised he's taking the blocks first. Broke armor here. Got another removal. 5-man player advantage now for Nuffle to see here. Again, Chaos a kill team. And that's what he's doing. Myopia and the Ogre to come in to protect the ball carrier. Picking off Copperhead, the rookie lineman. Number 10 prone just in front of the cage. Strabismus will come back to defend the ball carrier as well. Well, maybe not, yeah. Maybe not. The best of the double pals on the blitz on Scarlet. 8+ breaks armor here. Will he lose a second Witch Elf? Yeah, the best that Dead Fred can do is, with these downfield players, is to just take a mark on the ball carrier. Oh, oh boy. I felt that right in the gut. Oh man. Oppo definitely spent here, but doesn't really do Scarlet any favors. So that's another Witch Elf removed. We'll see if the Baroness comes back onto the pitch in the second drive. Big loss for the Real American Heroes. Those Witch Elves are so important. They're so strong. They're very fast. MA 7. Frenzy means that you're getting your 2 dies. You're probably putting block on them ASAP. So you're getting 4 die blocks with Frenzy. You're covering the sidelines as well. You're eliminating those as options for your opponent. And to lose both of them is a real hurt on a Dark Elf team. "15 seconds to go for Nuffle to see here. That'll be the end of the turn. The Real American Heroes in turn 7. It's looking grim. In the grim darkness of the Blood Bowl pitch, there's only death. Two+ dodge gets Destro standing, I suppose, not really in the drive right now. Not too far into Space Marine 2. So far, so good. It's fun. It's more of the same. Like, it's an action game, but the controls are a little different. At least from what I remember from the original game. Instead of orcs this time, it's Tyranids. Well, instead of orcs and like chaos demons and shit. Two dodges by Copperhead. Takes a mark on Nystagmus, the number 2 chosen blocker. It's going to be a 1-die blitz. Got the POW, though. So repositioned a bunch of these elves to try to stay in front of this cage. Doesn't have a lot of elves to work with. We'll see what Nuffle has to say about this in turn 7. Well, if he's taking a little bit of time here to just take the appropriate marks with the downfield players before moving this cage forward. 2-die block on 2-die blitz with against Copperhead. Gets a 9+ out of this. All right, my goodness, gets a POW out of this. Needs an 8+ to break armor. There's the armor break. Gets stunned. So that's a lane open to score if he wants to do it here on turn 7, but I think he wants to stall this out until turn 8. Great stun on Copperhead. Copperhead's going to be out for the rest of the half. He can fill this back corner. He can park the ogre right here. And be guaranteed to get that assist with that ogre. Ogre has the guard skill. It means he's always going to lend his assist no matter what. Instead, he's going to take a mark on Asperon Thorn, the star player, wearing number 6 for the Real American Heroes. Full in the back corner with Myopia, taking a bunch of marks on all the elves that are nearby. That's exactly what you want to do. Having two players orthogonal to your opponent like this means that your opponent has no choice but to have a negative modifier applied to a dodge in any space they decide to dodge to. You have to be careful to do that orthogonally. It doesn't work diagonally. Turn 8 for the Real American Heroes. Not looking good to stop the score here. They were on offense to start the half, lost the ball, and they're going to have to be on defense, down a number of players trying to recover this ball and get on the board. It's always a tough spot when you are on offense and you end the half one touchdown behind, because at that point you really have to make a decision whether you're playing for the draw or whether you're going to take some risks, take some chances, and play for the win. It's not a good position to be in. Dodging some players away, trying to take no risks. Going to hold Nuffle to see here to a blitz. They do have two rerolls. They'll probably risk it. Looking for a good blitz target. Aspirin Thorn, certainly a good target. Tomac's a good target. Two players on the right have the block skill. One's a blodger. Looks like he's going to go after Tomax. Needs to take this with a blocker. It's going to be Myopia. So on the blitz here, well, didn't need this, but on the blitz, this would have been 3 dice. To the horns. Boy, oh boy, got the knockdown. So we'll get nothing out of this block, or out of this blitz, but that's fine. We'll get a touchdown. 3 SPP going to Prosopek Nosia. There's the score, 1-0. Well done by Clypheus here and his Chaos Chosen team to get on the board on defense. They'll be on offense to start the second half. They'll have a player advantage as well. Real American Heroes are going to give back their KO'd Witch Elf. That's the player they cared about the most. They're going to get another opportunity to re-roll these 2 KOs since we're at the start of the second half. Oh no, wait. They won't get another opportunity because this is the start of the second half. So they're going to be down a number of players here. This is why elves like to start on defense typically, because that guarantees they have 11 players on the roster, and that gives them their best chance at having an actual formidable defensive unit. On offense, they don't need all the players. They can score. It tends to be, I don't want to say easy, but they have lots of options for scoring. So on offense, they have a little bit of an easier time. So 3-man player advantage it seems to be for Nuffle to see here in the second half. They're going to be up against 8 defensive players. Real American Heroes do not have a kicker. The ball will deviate up to 6 spaces. Eight on the line for Nuffle to see here at the moment. 2 in either wide zone. Line currently strong on the right side. Well, he pulled the strong player back. So split line now. Strong on the right once more. Decides to put proprioception back on the line. Nuffle to see here. They're going to block down that line for sure. They're going to take a blitz on one of these linebackers. But they're going to keep this ball as well protected as possible. They're going to have to watch out for this Witch Elf. That frenzy, that frenzy skill can knock players out of position fairly easily. It has to be very, very careful. Not only can she knock players out of position, but when she's marking wherever she wants to mark, she's a sidestepper and a blodger. So if you can't get the knockdown, she will just sidestep to exactly where she wants to be. Currently in that safety position that makes her as safe as possible, but also she's fairly speedy, so she'll be able to get to where she wants to be, generally speaking, unless it's in the backfield. There's a blitz, rolled a 1 on the blitz, and now the defense can move 4 players who are currently not marked to this middling kick. So Clypheus prepared for this blitz. Ball's been kicked to the 12-yard line. Real American Heroes looking for a way to get in on the... Going to go to the outside. Keratitis in the left wide zone after the rush. So they're going to try to apply some early pressure here. The blitz on Keratitis. They get a push out of this. Can't spend their team reroll because they are not on a team turn currently. So takes the blitz on Keratitis, but arguably put Keratitis in a more favorable position for Nuffle to see here. Gonna rush again. Fails the rush. Gonna rush again with Asperon Thorn. Trying to get these players behind the line a little bit. Didn't work out on the right side of the pitch. The ball is gonna end up on the 12. And now, oh boy, 2-die block against Beachhead. It's gonna be a Skulls. First reroll for Nuffle to see here in this half. They're down to 3. 2-die block on the right side of the line. Gets a knockdown here. Breaks armor. Right on the jaw. Gets a stun. I keep rewatching the Canon Films documentary because I love Canon Film. Well, not love. Like, I love. Oh, good removal here. Another player off the pitch. I wouldn't say I love Canon Films. I love the fact that Canon Films existed. And there are certain Canon films I genuinely do like, but the story is fascinating, so I just keep rewatching the documentary over and over. Did I blitz with horns here on Destro? Gets a both standing result out of this. I rewatched all of Rick and Morty. I haven't seen the new Rick and Morty anime yet. I don't know what to make of it. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. Three plus pickup. Good pickup. Sure hands. on the blocker. So now the ball in the hands of a strength 4 player. Strength 4 skillless player. Has a pocket set up around the ball carrier. Has the ball on his own 4-yard line. Wait, what is... Do you see this? What? Oh, I see. I see. I was very confused by the yardage markings. Real American. Failed the rush in the right wide zone with Asperon Thorm. I almost called him Asterion. Asperon, the number 6. So scary. Stood up the player, dodged back to the line of scrimmage. Remember, the star players are loners, so if you roll and you need a re-roll like he did there, you got to get the loner roll first. He happened to get through the loner roll. It's a 50-50 roll. Spent the re-roll and succeeded. It's going to keep the turn alive here. 3+ dodge because he dodged into a tackle zone. Has the mark here on Prosopagnosia, but needs to spend a re-roll here to keep this drive alive. Rolled down twice here. The opposing player has the block skill. This will be a turnover. If he doesn't re-roll it, we'll see what Dead Fred decides. Honestly. Yeah, he came to the same out of it. He's trying to calculate where he is on the pitch and if the offense can break through and stay secure. And I think they absolutely could have. Dead Fred came to the same conclusion here, spent the reroll, but now is down to 1 for the entire game. Gets the assist with the Witch Elf for the 2-die block on the Strabismus. Destro on the block, gets a knockdown out of this. Now failed dodge again. Take enough dodges, you'll fail them. Lets this one rock, as he should, I think. Turn 10 now for Nuffle to see here. In pretty good shape so far. They have the ball on their own 4-yard line. There's a thin defensive contingent ahead of them, but now the guardsman, the ogre, behind the defensive line, lending that assist, holding down the fort. Prosopagnosia on the block gets a knockdown. Blitz still on the table. Lots of options for movement. Center pitch clear currently. Can blitz Beachhead, the rookie lineman, to move down the left wide zone as well. He's going to move back to center pitch, keeping his movement options open. Moving back to center pitch, really the only negative with this is that more players are going to be allowed to get in on the drive here. So deep 6 now is viable in the upcoming turn, as is Asperon Thorn. Is he a dirty player? Oh, you dirty, dirty player. I was like, why don't I understand who's on this team? It's because we didn't have a pregame. Seeing it now. All right, 2-die blitz on Beachhead. He'll get the power out of this. Good job. Has Mighty Blow, needs an 8+. Doesn't get it. One more space of movement left with Keratitis. Takes the mark on half of the Real American Heroes. Nuffle to see here in really good shape. Just 7 players on the pitch for the Real American Heroes, and just 3 of those players standing currently. Clivey is doing a really good job leveraging his skills on this Chaos team. Making sure to get that one point of strength with horns, making sure to take it with the most effective player, someone with block and mighty blow. Dead Fred's going to move the Baroness back into the safety position. She's by her lonesome here. This does keep her in the drive, but right now, without any assistance, it makes it real hard to leverage her. Just because, you know, let's say at worst, you have 5 players that's bearing down on a single elf, right? So now 3 players are back in the secondary. This is a much stronger position for the Real American Heroes. It's by no means rock solid, but he does need to stay ahead of this ball. Happens to succeed on all of these rushes to keep the formation together. 2 more players to action. One has a 2+ dodge. It's deep 6 over on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Tomax, however, will have a 3+ dodge to a 2+ dodge if in fact he's going to dodge away. 2+ by deep 6. Fails the 3+. We'll probably just let this slide. Yep, that will be the end of it. Turn 11 now for Nuffle to see here. So an easy blitz on Asperon Thorn to move down pitch. Doesn't even need to commit to the right wide zone on the blitz. Could also blitz down Sergeant Slaughter, but he has the block skill. Doing that would open up a lane right in front of the ball carrier. Great positioning here to keep this tackle player nearby where the Witch Elf wanted to be. Definitely wants to leverage that against these dodge players. 2-die blitz on Asperon Thorn gets a push. Decides to push him straight back, so he didn't really open up a lane. And instead might stay put. Or could commit to the right wide zone. I don't know if he wants to commit. If he commits to the right wide zone, it's going to make the defense a little bit stronger. They don't have a lot of players though. But he's also in the lead. He might be fine with duking it out. .24 seconds to go for Nuffle to see here. Had a real good ball game so far. They're in really great shape. They've kept their offense together. They've been murdering elves left and right. They're going to advance forward 1 space. Clive is traditionally a pitch control coach. Has really sort of played his cards strongly for trying to control the pitch in the past. Has played this Chaos team a little differently. I think that's wise. He's been going in and just trying to murder pieces. I think it's what you want to do, and you can see it's been working out very well for him in this game. Every team plays a little bit differently, and every coach has a certain style that they like to play as. So often, if say you're like a bashy style coach and you pick up an Edge team, you might get frustrated with the Edge team because they don't play the way you're accustomed to or the way that you prefer to play. And that's totally fine. You can either go back to the type of team that you're used to or that you're more comfortable with, which is a totally fair option, or you can try to change your strategy, right? And I think that works to a lot of coaches' advantage when they try out a different team, maybe take something that's a little out of their comfort zone. Maybe they're less successful with it up front, but now they've learned a new aspect of the ball game, and they know how to leverage it. They know what to expect when coming up against these teams. They know what to expect in the matchup with their preferred team against these teams, and maybe even they have a pocket squad. So if they know, maybe they see on registration that a bunch of dwarven teams are registering, right? They say, okay, well, I'm going to be the Edge team, and I'm just going to run around them and score all day, even though maybe I too am more comfortable as a dwarf coach. Uphill block on the ball carrier. It's going to have to re-roll this. There's the re-roll, and that is a turnover. Good effort. Felt this was the time he had to go in. He didn't want to go down 2-0. He keeps the longer the game goes on, the more players he's losing. He felt this was his best opportunity to go in on the ball carrier. Took an uphill block, didn't work out, unfortunately. And now Nuffle to see here is that much stronger going into turn 12. Nuffle to see here can move back to mid-pitch. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're now on the opposing 18-yard line. Looking to pick up 3 SPP on Stereognosis. If they go up 2-0, they've all but clinched this game. Nuffle to see here wins this game. They'll advance into 4th place in Division B. Two-guy blitz on the Baroness. Got a POW again out of this. Can he get another removal on this Witch Elf? No removal, but good eye hunting down the Witch Elf. Knows how important that piece is to the team. Such a versatile piece. And the Dark Elves really rely on those pieces. You can see how Dead Fred's been struggling being down a Witch Elf, and when he was down 2, it's just super, super rough. Two-die block on Beachhead by Diplopia. The Ogre breaks armor on the 8+, and that is another removal for this kill team. Turn 12 for the Real American Heroes. They have just 6 players left on the pitch. At this point in the game, they've got to make big things happen because Nuffle to see here is just going to park right outside that end zone. But absolutely not going to give the Real American Heroes an opportunity to roll these KOs back into the game. Real American Heroes dodging Destro to safety. He's the #1 blitzer. Yeah, I mean, save your players. If you don't think it's viable, absolutely save your players. Dead Fred running the Baroness away as well. Two good dodges by Sergeant Slaughter. Everybody's running away from this Chaos team. Asperon, Thorn, and Deep Six, the only 2 players left on the team. Deep Six, the only one he really cares about. Asperon, Thorn, the star player, can't be rostered Fourth quarter begins for Nuffle to see here. I think they're going to park this ball on the 22 and try to table this team. Two-die blitz on the Baroness. Gets a knockdown thanks to tackle. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break. Still has movement. Wow. It's rush. I don't know if he's going to rush the carry. Oh, he's just going to score right now. Wow. Nuffle to see here is just going to go on the board and increase their lead 2-0. So decided to score here. Could have absolutely stalled this out. We'll see if Real American Heroes get back any KOs. They're going to get back just, just the one. So it looks like it's going to be 11v6 on the pitch. So a five-man player advantage for Nuffle to see here. So perhaps they scored early because they thought to themselves, you know what? I have a 7v7. So 4-man player advantage. They might have thought to themselves, you know what? Maybe I can get this ball back and get another 3 SPP out of this. Maybe I can get one more touchdown. Oh, Gamer Mike says, needs more elves to kill. Says, get back onto this pitch. Wake up. you got some dying to do. So the Real American Heroes down a decent chunk of players. Baroness back to receive with Asperon Thorn. Currently, even though he's the thrower, he is the halfback. Saving him for the throw after a handoff. Nuffle to see here with a kicker. Probably going to kick this... Yeah, probably going to kick this shallow because that early score suggests he wants to get this ball back. So he's going to kick this shallow on the ball with oh boy. On the ball with Asper and Thorn. He'll get to move 3 spaces, gets under the ball, gets the catch here for what would have been turn 13, but now with the timeout, it is turn 14. Real American Hero is going to retreat with the ball once more. Asper and Thorn retreats all the way to the 16-yard line. Good 2+ dodge by Zartan. Really needs to rely on the dice here. Has no rerolls left. Not sure what the game plan is going to be here in turn 14. Is somebody going downfield? Two-die blitz in the right wide zone. Gets a knockdown on Prosopagnosia. Looking for a 9+. Would love to have an armor break. Doesn't get it, though. So takes the blitz with deep 6. He's the one going downfield. Nuffle to see here on turn 15. They're in the lead 2-0. All but guaranteed to win this game. But they're going to try to stop a score here. Two-die blitz on deep 6 will be just a push. And now the Chaos team descends upon this offense. Still have to be a little careful. They don't have the speed advantage, but I'm sure they'll leave a number of players in their secondary as they start to apply pressure to the offense. Yes, indeed. Myopia is going to move back into the safety position. And now the other Beastman in the left wide zone is going to take a mark on Destro. That would be Strabismus, the level 3 lineman. Here comes that defensive line. Rushing into position. We go left to action here with 17 seconds left in turn 15. Nuffle to see here. A strong position on defense. Turn 15 for the Real American Heroes. They're going to have to end this turn in scoring position. I think right now all that can be is Tomax and Deep 6. Yep, that's the best they can do. Those are their only 2 scoring threats. Tomax and Deep 6. Can't really keep them safe. They're just going to have to pray to Nuffle. Can't score this turn. We'll just have to get those players down, pitch. Hope they stay on their feet. Hope they retain the ball as well. Two-die blitz on Presbyopia with the Baroness gets a push out of this. Frenzy follow-up. Into the knockdown. 9+ will break armor. Any armor break would be helpful here. Doesn't get it. This is going to free up Sergeant Slaughter. Still has plenty of movement left with the Baroness. Has 3 more spaces of movement. Moves her off to the sideline. She's on the right sideline on the Real American Heroes own 6-yard line. Has the ball in the hands of the person they want to have the ball. Asperon Thorn, the star player wearing number 6, has his once per game ability where any pass he has is effectively a 2+. Now the maximum distance for a pass where he currently is, that's a short pass, these 3 spaces here. Or, I'm sorry, this is a quick pass. This is a short pass. This is a long pass. This is a long bomb. So that's the maximum distance. Diagonally, it's 2, 2, 3, 2. So there's a big circle here. I mean, it's a long, long distance. Turn 16 for Nuffle to see here. We've got a knockdown Tomax. They got a knockdown Deep 6. And they will have stopped the score. Two-die block. Oh, they took the blitz on the star player first. They'll spend the reroll looking for the knockdown. But double skulls! They did not do it. So the Real American Heroes have a chance now. Turn 16. The problem is Deep 6 and Tomax really, they have to catch this ball marked. Old Gamer Mike asks, are either of these teams in the Blood Bowl? I don't think so. Let me check. Oh, the Real American Heroes are in fact in the Blood Bowl. So the Real American Heroes are in the lower bracket right now. So he does have incentive here to pick up some SPP. Probably looking for a way to maybe block some players away to make something safer. Tomax can't... Oh, wait, he can't score. It's turn 16. It's turn 16. He didn't move his players. All right. Great. He'd need 2 pushes on deep 6 in order to make it work, which means he'd need to put somebody here, take the blitz on Dacryostenosis. That would put him here. He just didn't have the players because it would have to be a blitz. He'd need somebody to block. Oh, I thought he had a turn. He doesn't. Doesn't matter if he passes or not either, because the SPP would go to Aspirin Thorn, so it's all about knocking some players down here. Tudai Blitz on Dacryostenosis gets a push out of this. Frenzy follow-up into a PAL. Can the Baroness get 2 SPP? Yes, she can. Well done. Oppo spent on Dacryostenosis. Keep him healthy. And that will be the game, I believe. Don't think he's going to risk the block with deep 6. He is going to risk the block with deep 6. Got a push out of it. That will be the game. And that is it. Nuffle to see here is going to win this one 2-0. Well done by Clypheus. A skilled up Chaos Chosen team can do. They can murder. That's what they do. And with that, Nuffle to see here is going to advance into 4th place here in Division B. They have a record of 2-1-2. Congratulations once again to Clypheus. Why don't we take a look at the schedule before we leave? Before I eat some chicken nuggets. All right, coming up next, we have a game tomorrow night, Monday, September 16th at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. That's going to be Street Fighters Turbo Max versus Cenozoic Park. Ian versus Nick Satan. Nick Satan guaranteed to make the cut. Currently undefeated in Division C. And that will close out Week 6. Maximum Von Cito is facing off against Teen Wolf and Friends as well. We might actually... You know what? Let's swap that around. I'm going to swap that around on the schedule. We're going to watch the Maximum Von Cito match because if they win, they stay alive, right? Cenozoic Park has already made the cut. ST already been eliminated. We're going to watch the Max Von Cito match, and we're going to see if they can win. If they win, they stay alive in Division C. So that's what we'll do. We'll have our game tomorrow night, September 16th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Again, that's UTC -4. That's going to be Teen Wolf and Friends versus Maximum Von Cito. El Nubarino versus Malik. And after that, Week 7 will begin. And coaches will begin scheduling their games. And when they do, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game's a lot of fun. Eat chicken nuggets, too. They're pretty delicious. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and at Tabletop Forum at your friendly local game store. Until tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening.